So hey everybody, so we are back with episode 2 of our podcast. Y'all already know the cast, the amazing filmmakers. Don't worry, we'll be on a screen near you soon. But this episode, we're gonna be doing more of a real talk. How we plan on making it into the industry. Again, some of the things we've experienced, some of the things we've discovered throughout our journey, and things like that.
I think we talked about like how can we do it all?
How can we balance it? And you were saying with the state of where we are, some people have to stay with their parents and stuff like that. How do you balance it? So what were you saying?
The only answer I can come up with, because at the end of filmmaking, you are already a jack of all trades. Now you have to do that times 10. What's going on with everything, and like as a whole, because I know that's how we started off, right? We work for free, and it takes years into this, and like now with everything that's happening, we have to it's even more of a challenge, if anything. And I heard a really good advice from a producer in the film festival, and I wanted to ask, how does this work? How does this become successful? And then they say it only works. It doesn't work if you stop. It only works if you keep going. That's it.
You gotta work it.
You have to keep going, and it doesn't stop. The moment you stop, it's over. That's it. It's done.
Yeah.
I think this industry's a lot of doors not even opening. You don't even get the no. They just don't even come to the door, right? It's just these bunch of kids, like, and they want to kill this person in the script in my house. No, I'm not doing that. There's going to be blood on the floor. They don't know what they're doing. You know, a lot of people don't. I feel like there's hesitation with giving chances, you know, but you can stop at the first door that says no.
Yeah.
You go and knock at every single door in your neighborhood, and one person was probably in your shoes at one point in their life. And they'll say, you know what? I see it. I see it. I want to, let's do it. Let's try.
Yeah.
And that's like the big thing I was saying about being consistent. Don't stop at the first door that closes itself. Like, don't stop at the first no. Don't stop at the first internship that doesn't work. The first gig you don't get. You know what I'm saying? Because over time you will develop your craft, and then you'll be a force to be reckoned with, I believe. And I think everything will be okay.
Yeah.
But my next question, how do you all measure success? It's more of a personal question, but I'm going to tie it into film. How do you all measure success? Is it measured by how much accolades or awards you get? How many people know you? When is enough for you?
You get, if you want to take it off,
Oh,
I feel like
yeah,
you can.
right.
You know, let's flip it.
I measure success just by knowing that I gave it my all. Okay, I could try my very best and things don't turn out the way I expected, but I know I tried my best, and to that I'm successful. I feel as though the fact that I even go out there and try, it's successful in itself. So many people wake up every day and say, oh, well, I want to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this. And they don't do it. Like, so many people, I'm sure, is like, oh, I would create a podcast. Y'all, us four, placed in a class, we joined the group. We literally just did a podcast. It's a success to me. Whether it goes far or not, it is a success. That's how I look at it. I take every little thing and I make it grand, and I really appreciate it for what it is. And I think it helps me in life, and then it helps me also in my career. Because you can do something and it doesn't reach great heights, and society, maybe others, peer pressure, and sometimes yourself, you can beat yourself up about it and be like, I just didn't do enough, or it's just not enough, it's not perfect enough. But what is perfect? What is enough? How do you measure it? So I think just the fact that we actively go out there and try, I'm successful. You got breath in your body, you doing it, shit, that's it. I'm okay with it. How do you all measure success?
Well, I have more than one answer. I have a lot of answers. The biggest dream was always, get an Oscar, best film director. Everyone's you, of course. But I also value the small things, like just like have your name in a big film. That's also really cool. Getting to always having projects, getting paid for it, be financially free, and like have a reputation in the film industry and abroad. In the UK, New Zealand, I really want to, like, if it's not like that, I like to see my version of success is that I have a reputation and I get to work in projects that I get to put my intake in it, either if it's control 100% or just be the cinematographer or be the editor or I really like I like other jobs, not just directing. So that's how I define my success, that I am still part of it and I get to still do my projects and make money off of it and like be financially free and just be happy and do what I love. So yeah,
I really, really like that.
Sophia?
I'd say for me, it's both.
Okay.
So I think it's definitely like actually being out there and winning an Oscar, winning this and having your name and stuff. But I feel like it isn't the only thing. I mean, there's so many movies that are out there and they're successful, but not successful enough in other people's eyes because it didn't make enough money.
right.
It didn't make this. Most people didn't like it. There's so many movies that are out there that are like are objectively bad, but they're still successful. But does that mean that like they deserve to be successful? It's dependent on the person. But I also think like what you were saying, it depends on you. I would feel successful just being on a set. I feel successful with the short films that I filmed with my friends for class. I feel successful with the short film that I did, even though I had so much struggles with it and I didn't submit it to anything. But I'm still happy that I even filmed something and I put it out there and that I had people look at it. And even if people didn't like it, people didn't get it. My professor even said like he didn't really like my ending, but I'm happy with it. I liked my ending. I'm fine. I still think it was really good to me.
Yeah.
So I'm successful with that. But if one day I go and I'm in a big film and I help with it, I'd be successful with that too. But for me, it doesn't matter. I think it's both. I think both have to attribute to it.
So you'd be still in the industry, but you also do your side projects in the way you wanted to do it.
Yeah,
of course.
And I feel like a lot of us have really found success. Right now, we all mutually agree, like, having our own thing. With your production company, my production company, you all are in the process of creating one. That's success. We have our own. We're making our own legacy, and we setting on our own in this big industry. But with us finding gratification in these small success, it's not to become complacent. Like, oh, we're doing this, this is enough. No, this is just a start. It's a good start, but we keep going. So I think that's go ahead.
So I think that success and smile both start with S. And like, I smile all the time because of how happy this industry makes me. I have felt like I've gone through a lot of different levels of success. I have like three Suncoast production, like student awards. They're like from the Emmy division, but for students. And they're nationally ranked. I've been able to interview David Beckham, Pitbull.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are different levels
Better
of
drop
success.
that in the chat. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I have pictures to prove,
Congratulations.
too, receipts.
Congratulations, yeah.
I've done documentaries, 11 days in the DR with Blue Missions, 7 days from Key Biscayne to Key West following the Castaways Against Cancer. All of these things, they weren't paid, but I've always said that I could be piss poor and hold a camera and be the happiest man you ever meet. This is what brings me joy. Just even us here in this room together today with our audience, this is our success. We came together as a group. We have had so many laughs, so many great memories already, that we're not making, we're not getting paid to do this. We're doing this for the class. But you never know who picks this up and they'll want to meet us and interview us. We'll get on a local TV channel. There's so many different avenues, and everyone kind of measures success in their own way. But waking up in the morning for me is successful. It's the hardest part of the day. Everything else is downhill after that, because going downhill is easier than uphill, right?
Yeah.
But even you just picking up the camera or calling or figuring out or watching a movie, and you start writing, that's success, right? So it's not that you, like, I've won awards and you haven't won awards. And it's not about, like, going to the DR or capturing or talking to David Beckham. Like, that's not successful. But it's more of the process of how you got there that is what makes me feel accomplished and makes me feel successful.
Okay.
Phenomenal answer, honestly, dude.
And that ties into my question, which we kind of touched based on, but I want us to dig a little bit deeper. Do you want your films to be in Hollywood, or would you feel successful by just creating impactful films that are shown on a smaller scale? Maybe just on YouTube, maybe it gets picked up by Hulu, maybe it gets to Netflix or shown at certain festivals. Would you all be okay right now, honestly, if your films didn't get shown in Hollywood, but you still made impactful films that touched the heart of people in the States and in different countries?
I would say for sure. Not so much Hollywood, but if it does get there, I'm not complaining. But I've done music videos for like Cartier Rod in Tallahassee, and his YouTube channel it's not blown up, but there's 30,000 views from a music video that I made.
Wow.
That's really cool because it's a different genre, it's a different type of content, but people are watching this and they're seeing it, right? They're experiencing this movie idea from this song that he wrote.
Yeah.
And in that regard, there's I forgot the question again. Gosh.
Do you want
the Hollywood,
the
the stuff that we do with school. I met this director, her name is Noah, and she did this movie called Interchange, and in Interchange it's hit 130,000 views on YouTube.
Damn.
What?
Yeah.
How much?
130,000 views. And it keeps growing, and great success to her, and like super happy about that. I DP'd a film for her, and that movie just is released. It's called The Taking. But it's only around 5,000 or 6,000 views. But it in Interchange, it took a month, 2 months for that to really skyrocket, and then the views just started pouring in. So you never know when you're gonna have that big break, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. For me, I don't need to be in Hollywood, to feel like, I haven't made it. Just simple stuff like that.
I agree.
Not to mention, Hollywood is kind of like slowly like dying. It's coming over to the east side of the country. On top of us, we're very lucky to have it near us, funny enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely like sink in my nails with her that I would like to go upstate and like maybe also like flourish my career there in Georgia. Hopefully, so yeah.
Okay.
I completely agree with you. If it goes to Hollywood, great. But for me, really, what I like is impactful stories. That's what I would want to make and be a part of. That's what matters to me. I don't care if 100 people saw it. If at least 2 people saw it and I made an impact on them, that's good for me. That's my success.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm okay with that. I just want to make a change and like have an impact on someone. That's for me. That's it. I don't care if it goes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because what if it goes to Hollywood and it doesn't have an impact on anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say here's a cool concept. So when I was 14, I was a freshman in high school. My journalism teacher, Omar Delgado, he ran a cinematography company called Fine Line. And what he did is he shot weddings. If you think about it, the recap of a wedding is a movie. The most important day of your life. You're getting married to your significant other. And that never makes it to Hollywood. That doesn't reach thousands of views on YouTube. But it's so personal, and they probably watch that video over and over and over again to relive this beautiful day. You're capturing this moment in time, and it doesn't need to go anywhere, but you made that.
Yeah.
You see, with the editing and all as a whole, they say you put a lot of love into the editing, and they'll always recommend you because like, this guy's amazing. Look at the way he did it, and like people get like, they start crying. They get captured with the wedding, that movie. I'm guessing movie video.
I completely agree with what everyone said. I think making films from the heart that are impactful and that have a message similar to Anora, The Love Witch, and so many other films, that's more my focus than going to Hollywood. Yes, having the money is nice, and again, having financial stability and not having to worry, how am I going to pay my bills, how am I going to survive, that's definitely an amazing factor. But making films that are impactful is, I feel like, what we all get in the industry to do. yes, you do make money, but it's because we're storytellers. It's because we are creators. So create. You know what I'm saying? No matter the scale that it reaches, create.
We're artists. We do art. And it's live, eat, and breathe art.
Yeah, yeah. And I think just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes when we get to Hollywood, there is an immense amount of pressure. Some people don't really talk about it, but it is an immense amount of pressure. It's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of media training, or it's a lot of things that you can't do. And people who were once so vibrant and like a light, especially in their career, it starts to dim. Because you have to you lose your spark, and you really have to conform to the status quo and whatever's going on there. So I'm like, no, I'm cool. Okay. But what are your plans on making indie film post college? But before we get into that, what's a genre that you all like? A genre that
I'm a rom-com girl.
rom-com. What's your favorite rom-com?
10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh.
I'm in that space too. Not so much rom-com, but I do love comedies. I love anything that, again, the smile aspect of it, because the smile's contagious. So even if you're having a rough day, I literally just watch Medea over and over and over again.
Medea, really?
Like,
okay.
it's just it's one of those franchises that hits every single time. You know, Happy Gilmore, same thing. Every single time, it's like there is a, a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it all. I want to create it all. But one of the main ones I would say, like comedy, drama, thriller, slice of life, romance. I don't feel we don't get that gooey romance anymore. It's just
Bring it back.
Yearning. I want the yearn back.
Yes, I need the yearning.
Yeah. But I love it all. I want to, because each one is just an emotion of humanity. And us as storytellers, the whole point of just story as a whole is that, like, we like to, it's a reflection of us, of ourselves. We discover about ourselves and know more stuff about who we are as people and why we're here. It's very philosophical in terms of cinema.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's a form of love, I think, making film. It's a form of love. It's a form of connection. Now I'm getting into spirituality here. But yeah.
That's a different episode.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Deadass.
But personally, for me, like you say, I have to keep piggybacking. Y'all are saying so much good stuff. But I would love to just create in all genres. But I really do like comedy. I like the coming of age development. And then I also like animation. I really like, I don't know. I like seeing people in different lights. You know what I'm saying?
Like sci-fi?
Or my fault. I guess I'm not sci-fi. I've never been really able to like clinch onto, but yeah, I any genre. I really like to see actors, people, especially for me, like black characters that show representation in these different worlds, type of thing. I want to see a black fighter. I want to see a black artist, a black ballerina. I want to see us in these different spaces. So yeah, I like it all, but comedy and like coming of age and stuff like that.
You know, I thought about the movies. If you think about it, obviously they're like kind of the same stories in a different style, and that's what storytelling is. It's just the same story, the same archetypes, just in different style. This time is a vampire. This time this person is underwater. It's just all of it. It's just different styles.
Yeah, and for me to create an indie film post-college, I feel like while we're in college, we've all gotten a little bit of an experience creating indie film. You know what I'm saying? Whether it is a documentary, we all working with low budget, telling stories. So I honestly would just continue to do that and continue to build a community and network with you all so that we can make more films that reach more people. Because right now we're telling an amazing story, but it reaches 500 people. But if you really can make those connections, that same story could then reach 500,000 people with the same small budget. What do you all think? What's your plans? Or are you going to keep doing what you're doing?
I mean, for now, kind of keep doing what I'm doing. Work with my friends. You know, maybe we have new friends along the way. Maybe you guys join us.
Well, I was going to ask for your information.
Definitely play a part in it, yeah.
And like, even now, technically, like, some of us are taking summer classes, others of us aren't. But we're still like, oh, let's make something. I'm sure even after we graduate, some of us probably will go into the bachelor's. But other than that, like, I'm sure it's gonna be like, okay, let's still create, let's do this. Like, we all still want to create with each other, and right now I feel like that's where we're headed. So right now, maybe stick with them, but maybe also, like, there's other opportunities, and I could do that too.
Yeah.
But for now, stick with them.
I'm in the same boat as Jackie. I'm in the bachelor's program, but as soon as I graduate, I'll see you in Atlanta, sweetheart. So maybe,
Really?
yeah. Let's see. You know, the different opportunities, and we also don't know. It's still kind of too soon to tell, because if there's a big opportunity here in Miami, that is a project that you need to be here for another 2 years, but it's paid at this point, and you have the experience you're getting. You might have to weigh out your options, you know?
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, you know, I know a really cool girl named Jackie. It might convince her to stay in Miami for another 2 years.
Yeah.
So you never know.
You know, the thing about Miami is that we are only known for music videos and commercials.
Yeah.
Rarely do we do movies. And fun fact about Miami is that back in the 80s, they were about to make a studio here. It was just as big as, you know, one of them, but something happened, something illegal happened, and they never made the project. There was actually going to be a film studio here in Miami. And they never did it, so like we were this close. We were this close to be another destination for film. So you know we gotta do what we gotta do. So
And you all touched base on, you even said see you in Atlanta. That was my next question. Would you all be open to moving to another state or country to pursue your films? European films. I think we said Call Me By Your Name, and then so many other films. Atlanta is a huge like film hub spot right now. New York, things like that. But even in the UK, if you all see the talent that's coming out of UK, that's somewhere I'm like, I kind of want to get my feet wet there. Would you all be open to moving? And if so, where?
I'm okay anywhere but the cold. Like I'm a little snowbird, so I'll be coming down to Florida during the winter season. But I'm very open to traveling. I've been to Anaheim, and I like Anaheim a lot.
And with your experience in shooting in DR, how was that? Shooting out of the country, what was it different than shooting in the States? Is that something you would do, like move to DR and make films there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's so eye opening. I come from a very humble background in the sense that I didn't have a lot of culture shock when I saw the environment and the conditions people were living in with Blue Missions. It's sanitation and drinking water that this group goes and it brings water, one pipe, to a campo, a little small town, but it changes the lives of everyone there. The moms go to work and the kids go to school, because the moms literally 5-gallon jug, you see it balancing it on their heads, walking 3 miles to get water all day, because water is it's
the life source.
The life source of everything. It's the source of life. And the kids with their 1-gallon jug, just back and forth. But I remember I would walk out of where we were, and we were at a church that had a cemetery right next to it. Really interesting, yeah. And but very eye-opening. I saw these 2 kids play soccer with a rock every single day at the exact same time. And what it showed me is that these people that have nothing are happier than us in America that have everything disposable to them. You know? So absolutely. I think I would want to go to Australia too, just because of how dangerous it is. And I love nature. Nature's so beautiful, and I love to capture these animals and the greenery, and just meeting a different side of life on the complete other side of the world is really cool.
Okay. And you all, Atlanta, some of these places, they're in the States, but what about going out of the country?
Well, back to what he was saying, one of the biggest places for film for us to go abroad is the UK, Spain, and you know it's hot there, it's perfect. Australia and New Zealand. I don't know about because they filmed the Lord of the Rings film there, so like they're getting more movement there. So you just have to look up, if you really want to move abroad, you have to look up which countries have film production, film studios, and then you just go on there. If it goes for your weather, if it goes for the people, the language, it can't be a barrier, because if you want to, a certain country, but you have to also learn the language, it's gonna be a little harder for you. So you have to like work with what you have and see which is the best country for you if you want to move abroad. But like going back to like defining our success, are you doing it for success? Or are you doing it for like, you know, because like America's like, you know, kind of iffy right now. So like for the sake of your, you know, your sanity, your money, your just everything, would you consider to move abroad?
I would. You were the
I
only
would.
one who didn't say yes.
I would.
Okay, yeah, I think it's good, and I think again, being able to see people's life from like a different lens, I think is beautiful, and it's probably gonna help us with filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? You can only get so many experiences in Miami, in Florida, but going to Atlanta, meeting the people there, going to China, meeting the people there, going to DR, going to these places, and just seeing life over there and getting those experiences.
Different stories.
Yeah, I think is nothing like it, and it will help us as filmmakers and just as individuals as well. So I'm really down for that, and I'm willing to go anywhere. I'm just like, I just gotta go and do it, and I think that's
imagine going to
exciting.
China and you see the beauty and you're just mind blown. Like, oh God, I want to tell so many stories here.
Yeah.
And that's the love of the art.
And you know, I feel like in every place they have something that's like beautiful there. Like I know, like in China and in some of those places, one of the biggest thing is animation, because that was like the home of animation. So who knows what you would learn there and stuff like that, and even in Spain and France, you know what I'm saying? European film. So I think that's good. And with moving abroad, you were even saying for the career and things like that, it may be better there. But something that's affecting us severely in the U.S. and causing filmmakers to be in a panic is AI.
Oh, that too.
Money, but it's AI. What do you all think about AI integrating into the industry? Are you all worried about your jobs?
No.
No?
Really?
Oh!
No. I think AI is a tool
Mm-hmm,
and we should treat it as such.
Mhm.
I just watched Mission Impossible yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and it centers around
AI?
kind of this identity, right? I won't spoil it, but it's a tool. I think that you can't replace human creativity.
Mm.
You can help it, right? Because sometimes you get into a rut, right? We can program computers to do certain things, but I think that even AI can't come up with, you know, certain visual aspects like putting filters in front of lenses. The way that you tell a story through camera work, I don't think, you can program robots to bring a camera from up here to up here in slow-mo, but super fast, and it gives this really cool look. But someone trained that computer to do that. They can train it again, and then they'll be like, okay, well, we don't need you for the next 2 weeks. But I don't think it's the end-all, be-all.
I do agree that AI is a tool, but I do worry that people will start to use this tool a bit excessively. And like you see how you just said, oh, well, you won't have to come in for 3 weeks. That's money being taken out of a filmmaker's mouth.
Right.
That's going to a machine. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it will start to interfere with the authenticity of art. If people aren't really creating scripts anymore, but they're turning to AI, the scripts will become mundane. It's it's repetitive. You know, it doesn't have that human.
Yeah, it doesn't have that.
Yeah. And even like when it comes to editing, because I now see there's softwares, and one of the other professors at Miami-Dade was saying, AI, he gives some of his projects to AI and tries to help narrow down. Yeah, he'll have to fine tune it, but a lot of bulk of the work is done by AI. So if a studio could then do that, pay for some good software, what happened to the editors? You know, I'm not saying to worry. You get what I'm saying? Just still do your thing, but that's definitely something to, you know.
They would prompt it all.
I think people would catch on to it, though.
Yeah.
People still so hungry for indie films. Authenticity. That creativity that, like, yeah, you can program a computer to do it, but it's not like, you know, people are oblivious to the fact that this looks like it was made by a computer. Like, for the F1 movie, the lead was like, no, I don't want this to be in AI. And he was like, either you cast me and we do it in real life, right, with the whole racing scenes. A lot of money was then on the table. Now we have to put more millions of dollars into this. But he said, I'm not going to do it if it's with AI. So we also still have the power to change that.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know?
Nice. someone in power actually goes, you know what? No, stop. We're doing it authentically. I really hope so, because like might be studios and go, I don't care, just make the film, and they're you won't feel the heartbeat in the film, but it doesn't matter. They just do what they want. So
I mean, I've seen some stuff already. Like I think there's people trying to make. I mean, there's been trailers made with AI. I think that same group of people who made it are trying to make a whole movie with AI.
Yeah.
I know there's an actor, I think it's Natasha Lynn. She's worked in like film and TV, and she has a production studio, and she's using AI to help with her film. And I think people kind of got on her about it, and then she spoke out afterwards, and she was like, oh, I'm not using it for the full thing, but she was like, oh, we're using it as a tool to help with like the production design and like come up with the idea, and we'll use that as part of it. And she was like, oh, but I think it's important to still make stuff. And like, yeah, but you're still using AI. You're still taking money away from someone who could have designed that. She still has people doing design for other stuff. Like, why couldn't you have done it for that part?
Yeah.
But I think also with AI, even if people do make stuff, I think it's going to lack that authenticity. It's going to lack the love of going into it.
Yeah. I think
so I feel like even if there's a market, I feel like it's going to die down, because I feel like people are going to enjoy what's being made.
But the filmmakers themselves, they're going to still want to do what we do.
Yeah.
And if here comes a strike, you know, no, like we're not going to take AI as a solution.
Yeah.
Like if you think you're going to draw us out, we as humans are much more powerful because we created the machine.
No, I completely agree. I feel like there's definitely still hope. I just hope that we can all, as filmmakers, stick together, and there aren't people who kind of conform to the AI and give up on the art. But the art itself is always going to remain. People still want real stories. A computer can never explain or really express being a teenage girl or a teenage boy the way we can. So I'm not really too worried about it, but it's definitely something I'm cognizant of.
Yeah, we have to like pay attention close to it. To where is it heading? How is it going to be created? Is it going to any of it expanding and everything? And not to mention, I mean, we are filmmakers, but there's going to be more filmmakers behind us. So like, there's going to be more of us. So I really hope for that, honestly.
But with all of the talk of, and this will be our optimistic closure, but with all of the talk of AI and moving into different countries and stuff like that to really get our footing, what are your hopes for the industry? And essentially, what is your hopes for you all? Where do you hope the industry goes and caters to you all?
I really hope that budgets aren't allocated to just people that have been doing this for a while. I would really hope that money, like grants, are given out to people that have completed a bachelor's program, right? And not just to produce something for the school, but to be given a challenge, right? Where they make it like almost like a game show. Like, here's whatever, $10,000. Put everything you learned into practice. And keep it. It's yours. That's, I like, we're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep, like, I really hope for growth. You can, that's all you would really want, is to keep growing as a human, but in general, in every aspect of your life, keep growing just like a tree, and then you get these huge sequoias that are like so big.
and you said something about you hoping they don't cut, you know what I'm saying, or take away from the arts, and that's something that we've seen a lot of budgets and a lot of things have been cut in this country. And even, I believe in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, a huge budget for the arts was removed. So I hope too much isn't removed where artists are not able to create. But for the industry, I hope it remains open-minded. Open-minded to the artist, open-minded to what creating art encompasses, the money that it takes, the support that it takes. You know what I'm saying? Art has a voice here, and I hope that our voices aren't trying to be silenced or don't become silenced. Just remain open-minded. What about you
all? For me, like you said, it's something I would like to change in the industry. Different stories. I'm really bored of the reboots, part 5s. This story in a different version. Like, I'm so done with that. I want straight up new stories. I've been watching a lot of movies. I go to old films, 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s, even 2000s. There were still like original stories. It may be in its own way, but it's I'm so done with the reboots and the rebrands and the part 2, part 5s. So I want more different types of stories everywhere. So what's one actually find out that came out? Sinners was actually pretty original.
Sinners.
It caught
I
our
have
attention.
not watched it. I gotta watch
I
it.
do it
Sinners
tonight,
is
dude.
amazing.
But
You watch
yeah.
Not yet.
No wonder, because you guys really quick. But yeah, it's a really good film. It's something we don't see every day. It's a good film. And I like that. I want to see more different stuff, perspectives, authenticity. So yeah.
And then to close us off, Sophie, what do you think?
Bring back early 2000s, like 2010s movies. I think that was like the peak.
The rom-coms.
Yeah,
The rom-coms too. Bring back the rom-coms.
The raunchy comedy.
But honestly, just bring back the life to movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like give me more real life. That's my thing. I love like more real life and authenticity. Bring that back. I feel like we're losing that a little. We're getting a little too much into fantasy and sci-fi.
Yeah.
But like
Superheroes.
But like let's go back to real life because that's what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And also just I really hope we see more indie films and indie films getting a little bit more recognized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do they actually have an award in the Oscars for independent? I'm sure they do.
I think.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they do.
Because the things that a lot of people don't really tap into the independent. So when they announce it, I don't know. I don't see.
I don't think I can recall exactly, but there should be, if not something similar to it.
Yeah.
Like a fan viewers award, or like I think that could be
added into the Oscars.
Yeah.
For sure. They just recently added an animation, like obviously the west side, and obviously anime in the east side. So very excited to see that for sure.
I think they added podcasts.
What?
Yes,
I forgot which awards, but I know to one of the awards they finally added podcasts.
That's so
Guys.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so
We're coming.
manifesting it right now.
Alrighty.
So yeah.
Well, we'll do our outro. I'm Antonio.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Deity.
I'm Jackie.
And we'll see you all next time. Be
Bye.
breezy.
Bye.
Take care.
That's a wrap.